Hello everybody, it's Julia here from the Highly Sensitive Tarot. It's been a while since I've had my face on camera again. I've done quite a lot of videos recently, sort of looking down at the table, so it's always a bit strange to have my face back on camera. But I'd washed my hair this morning, so I thought I thought that I would show my face on camera. But anyway, I've been busy recently and I've really struggled to make videos. I've just had a lot going on, and as with everything in life, I have to pace myself. My head is always so full of ideas and so full of all the things that I want to do, and I rarely have the energy for even a fraction of it. So life can be quite frustrating sometimes. At the moment, I'm trying to move back a bit closer to my family because my parents are getting older, and they're kind of needing me more and more, I guess, really. So I'm trying to get a move back closer to my parents and to my son. I live in a beautiful little village, but I'm quite isolated, really. I'm a good drive away from my family, so I've been trying to make some changes in that area, and as you all know, trying to move house is really stressful. And I've also been decorating my bathroom because I decided that needed doing, and spring is finally springing here in the UK, and the sun is out and the birds are out, and my garden has erupted into weeds. I need to clean my windows. I need to clean my car. I am only one woman and I have fibromyalgia and I can't do everything, and I get quite frustrated with it all. But anyway, that's my little moan, my little rant over. Today, because I've been tidying up and I've been decluttering and sorting out my little bungalow, I've been looking through my tarot cards and my oracle cards, and I go through phases with how I feel about my cards. I think currently, because what you can see here, these boxes, there's like 3 boxes along and 2 boxes. What have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of these boxes, and they're all full of my cards. I think I've worked out I've got about 45 decks of tarot cards and about 30 decks of oracle cards currently. And like I said, I go through phases. Sometimes I feel really guilty and really awful about that. I feel like that's way too many, and I'll never use them all, and how ridiculous is that? And then other times I'm really happy about my deck collection and I'm quite happy to buy new decks, and I see it in a similar way as I see all my books. You know, I don't read all my books all the time, but many of them I do go back to and I do read again. So at the moment, I'm not stressing myself out about my deck collection, but I have had a declutter, and I've realised that recently I've been enjoying working with my tarot cards far more than my oracle cards. And you've probably heard me talk about my lovely friend Anthony before, but he has bought me a lot of decks over the last couple of years, and unfortunately all 5 of the oracle cards that I've got here to show you he bought me, and I've only used one of them a couple of times in a couple of readings, and all the others are brand new in the box and I haven't used them as yet at all, and I don't think that I will. Poor Anthony is aware of this, he knows, and we've had lots of conversations recently about how he needs to stop buying me cards, or at least try to buy me cards that he knows are on my wish list rather than cards that he likes and he thinks that I should have. Because it's the same as it, you know, it's a very personal thing. I think the buying of tarot and oracle decks is, I think it's very hard to buy them as presents for other people. So so I am really sorry, Anthony, but I've got 5 decks here to show that I think I'm going to rehome. But I'm doing this video really because I would like other people's thoughts and feelings on these cards. You know, perhaps you might have these decks and you might see something in them that I don't. You might use them in a way that I don't. So if you love any of these decks and you think I shouldn't rehome them, please do let me know. I've also, before I show you the oracle cards, because I think it's the oracle cards that for definite, I say for definite, I'm pretty much 90% sure that I'm going to rehome them, but there's always a chance I might not, who knows. But I've also got 2 little decks of tarot cards here, and I keep going back and forth about whether I'm going to keep them or rehome them. And one is this one, the Sun and Moon Tarot, which is in this lovely little tin here. And I think I'm likely to keep it, even though I've only used it ever once or twice. But I like decks in tins, and I know that that sounds really weird, but I like decks in tins, and I also really like the back of these cards. These are the little Sun and Moon Tarot. I think they're Thoth based. They're quite different to most of my other decks, and that may be why I haven't used them. But I'm a bit of a sucker for tarot in a tin. I've got about 4 decks in a tin now, and I think they're going to survive another day, the Sun and the Moon Tarot. And the other tarot deck that I've been thinking about rehoming is the Tarot of the Cat People. I bought it second hand. It came in this very tatty little box. It's quite an old deck. And I'm a real sucker for cat tarot decks, and I'd seen this online and I really thought, I couldn't imagine that I wouldn't like it. There we go, that's the back of the deck. I just couldn't imagine that I wouldn't like it as a tarot deck. But if I'm really honest, it does nothing for me. These are the cards. I'm sorry, I always find it really difficult to hold cards up to the camera like this, especially with the light coming from the window. But they are the cards, and some of them are quite beautiful. You know, the clothes are really sort of vintage and a bit psychedelic, very colourful. There's a sort of Klimt, you know, a Gustav Klimt kind of vibe going on with some of the artwork in these cards, which is why I thought I would really like them. But I have not used them. I have not used them once to read with, not for myself, not for anybody else. I've not used them once. And I'm not really a person to have decks sat there that I won't ever use. So I think I am going to have to make a decision about these. I'm either going to have to get them out and maybe have like a depth study for a month with them and really, you know, give them a proper chance, or I'm going to have to rehome them. It's one or the other. But anyway, they are the tarot decks that I'm kind of thinking about rehoming. And if they survive this current round of decluttering, there's a chance they'll go the next round. But anyway, the oracle decks that I've got here, I've got this one, Fantasy Cats Oracle, and this is by Paolo Barberi. And this is really quite a nice deck. This is cats, and I'm sort of in my head thinking, what are you doing? Why are you going to rehome a cat's deck? But I've only ever used it a couple of times, and I don't know why. I just found it difficult. The artwork's really nice. They're really pretty cards, but they sort of, they're meant to be read in a particular way. I remember from the guidebook, they're sort of, the cards are split up into, they're split up into certain, where is it? Are they? Sorry, I haven't even looked at this deck for a long time. I think they're split up into spring, summer, fall and winter. Perhaps, I don't know. But there is something about these cards and the way that they're split up and they're meant to be read that I think I just didn't get on with. But again, I didn't really persevere with them, so I don't know. I'm very, I feel very reluctant to rehome any cats decks. It's making me feel a bit twitchy and a bit stressy, but I don't know. So tell me, what do you think about the Fantasy Cats Oracle? Because I'm not sure about that. The next one is the Soul Helper Oracle. And again, all of these oracle decks my friend bought me. This one I have never used. Partly I haven't used it because it's really hard to get out of the box. I'm always afraid I'm going to break my nails trying to get it out of the box. It doesn't have one of those indents for you to pull it. Look, there's no like indent in the box for you to pull it off. So now these are beautiful cards. These are by Christine Ariana Fader. Christine Ariana Fader. So they're beautiful cards. Look at the back of them. They're gorgeous. They're really pretty cards in themselves. They're really quite nice to look at. But I have flicked through the book and I have to say, I just don't find the messages in the book very inspiring. I've got other oracle decks that resonate far more with me, and I think as I was looking through, you know, all of my cards here, I sort of realised that I don't really need too many oracle decks. I don't use them as often as I use my tarot decks, and I think I have some real favourites that have always just spoken to me. And so yeah, I don't very often buy new oracle decks. These were all bought for me. See, I can't even get that box back on properly. It's quite strange. So there's that, the Soul Helper Oracle by Christine Ariana Fader. The next one, and I've just seen some of you, my tarot friends, using this deck. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, and this is Rockpool. And this again is a nice little deck. It actually opens easily and nicely. It's got a nice guidebook. It's the back of the cards, the front of the cards. They're astrology based. They take you through the moon cycles. They are really quite pretty. Some of the cards are lovely to look at, but again, I have other oracle decks that cover the cycles of the moon, like my Moonology oracle deck, and I really do like the Moonology oracle deck by Yasmin Boland. I also have another rock pool deck, I think, which is astrology reading cards, and that seems to be enough. It seems to be enough. It's like I don't feel the need for more moon phases cards. So let me know your thoughts. Obviously, if you really enjoy this deck, I would like to know. The next one is a fashion oracles, and my friend bought this for me because he had bought me, I've got it here, I got it out to show you. He had bought me a while ago this deck, which is the Art Oracles deck, which I really like. I mean, I'm quite keen on art anyway, and I know many of the artists in that deck, and the messages, the guidebook, it all just seemed to sort of go quite well together. But fashion, I've never really been interested in fashion. I've always just done my own thing and dressed my own way, and not really since I was a teenager taken a great deal of notice of fashion. So this is by Lawrence King Publishing. I don't know. I mean, they're really cute. You know, it's a really cute box. They're really quite nice cards. It's the back of them. It's the front of them. You get a nice little guidebook. You get some keywords and some sentences on the front of each of the cards. But I have to say, when I looked through these, I didn't recognise too many of the designers, and even the ones that I did, I'm not really interested in at all. Like I said, fashion does nothing for me. So I think this is an easy one, this fashion oracles. I think I hope that there'll be somebody out there that would like to rehome this deck from me, to buy this deck from me, and enjoy it. Now the last deck that I've got, and again this one I'm not sure about. I've gone back and forth with it ever since it was bought for me, because on many levels it's a really nice deck, but I'm just not sure if it's for me. And it's a Lightworker Oracle, and it's by Alana Fairchild. It's guidance and empowerment for those who love the light. It comes in a really nice box. It has a really, really nice guidebook with it. And the cards are beautiful. They're still, as you can see, I haven't even played with them at all. I think they have maybe been out of the box once or twice, and I don't know, I just haven't gelled with them. I don't know whether that's because I didn't give them enough time, because I didn't read the guidebook enough. I don't really know what it is, but I don't know. I think partly sometimes I can feel a little bit cynical about the whole Lightworker path, because, you know, I've been interested in spirituality and been part of, well, I was part of a coven when I was much, much younger, in my much, much younger days. I've sat in a psychic circle. I've been part of various worlds of spirituality on and off over the years throughout my life, and it sounds a terrible thing to say, but some of the most self-deluded and quite toxic people I've met in my life have proclaimed themselves to be light workers, you know, and I obviously don't mean that for everybody at all, because there are some very genuine, very, very genuine people out there, but I seem to have met my fair share of not exactly charlatans, but people who their light work wasn't coming from a place of light, it was coming from a place of ego, and yeah. So I don't know what it is. I don't know, the word, just the very word light worker seems to have a kind of negative connotation in my head, which I realise isn't entirely accurate or healthy at all, and is a bit judgy of me, but that's kind of my experience of these things and these people over the years, or some of these people. So I'm really not sure about that, but I would love to hear from any of you. If you have the fashion oracles, the light worker oracle, the Queen of the Moon oracle, the soul helper oracle, or the fantasy cats oracle, or you love your sun and moon tarot, or your tarot of the cat people, please do let me know in the comments. Let me know your experience with these decks, whether you keep them, whether you use them, whether you've rehomed them, how you feel about them. Yeah, I shall probably put these decks down in the corner again for a little while, and wait and see what comments I get and how I feel about them in a few days. But I think I'm fairly sure about some of them, but not all of them. But anyway, I hope this was worthwhile as a video to do. Anyway, I think it's been worthwhile for me anyway to talk through my feelings about my deck and my collection, and yeah, so I shall hopefully see you again soon. There's quite a few videos that I would like to do. I know I need to do some more of my Learn Tarot videos. I think I've got 4 more to do of those, and I will have covered the entire deck of 78 cards, which would be fantastic, because I can then get into talking about you know, layouts, spreads, astrology, numerology, all sorts of bits and pieces to do with tarot. Yeah, so I've got several videos that I'd like to get on with. I'll just have to see how I get on over the bank holiday weekend and in the days to come. But I hope everybody's well. Thanks for watching. Please do give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't. I've got a fair amount of subscribers these days, and so it would be really nice if you haven't ever commented on my video before. Please do say hello, I would love that. And I shall see you again soon. Thank you.